I get so many traders asking me, what is the best prop firm in 2025? With so many options out there, it can be very overwhelming, very confusing, and saying, which one is the best bang for my dollar? So in this video, I'm explaining everything, the top 3 prop firms I highly recommend every single person if you're a beginner, intermediate, or been trading in the futures market space for a very long time. So stay tuned, let's rock and roll, and let's hop on into this. So the first 3 is going to be Take Profit Trader, My Funded Futures, and TopStep. These are the 3 prop firms that I'm going to be diving into in this video, explaining the pros and cons of each and telling you which one is my number 1 pick. So I'm using prop firm match. It kind of breaks down all the prop firms out there, gives them the ratings, but again, I'm going to ignore kind of what they say and kind of go on personal experience. Again, you guys don't know me. I've been trading in the stock market and future space for over 6 years, educating over 1,400 students. If you guys want access to live trade with me, learn actually these future markets and really dive into the whole community space of trading, my link down below to join my Discord team is 5 days, 100% free, absolutely for free for the first 5 days for my community. But anyways, let's hop on in here and talk to you guys about the firm. So now we can see that it actually says My Funded Futures right here is number 1. I don't think they're the number 1. I don't think they're the best, but again, that's what prop firm match is saying. If I go ahead and actually type in our new link here, My Funded Futures, go ahead and hit My Funded Futures right here. You can see that this is actually really, really good. I do like them. They are going to be number 3. So not the best, not the second best, but the 3rd best in my list of prop firms. We can see that the minimum trading day here is 1 day, which is again pretty good. A lot of this can be a good and bad thing, right? We don't want to force these prop firms. We don't want to over leverage these accounts. So when you see a 1 day pass rate, people try to over leverage and pass in 1 day to quickly get that funded account. So I can think that's a pro and con at the same time, but again, it's pretty nice knowing that you don't have to trade for a week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks just to pass an account. Now they can say you get 100% of the profits for the first $10,000, and then 90% after that. That's pretty good as well. Highly recommend that. That's a good selling point. Now, I do really like that they have the options here that aren't crazy expensive. I highly recommend going to the Starter Plus or Starter one if you guys are new traders. I don't think you guys should be the expert or straight to eval if you're kind of just getting into the trading space. They're kind of on the more expensive side and a little bit more harder to follow their rules. So I actually recommend the Starter Plus, and you can choose between the 50K and 100K. Now, I think they're still doing a discount if you sign up. I think you get 50% off or maybe a little less than that on your first combine. Pretty nice. I'll leave that down in the link below. But just like most prop firms, they say a profit target of 3,000, 6,000. So that's pretty normal across the 3. You can use TradingView, Tradeovate, NinjaTrader, Quantower, very different types of platforms that might work for you. So it's very good. The only thing I don't like that they have is the max payout on the starter account is only 1.2K for a max payout. You have to not, and then at the same time, you only can have a daily loss limit, which again is still kind of bad. There is an end of day drawing, which is pretty nice. No activation fee, which is amazing. I do highly like that there's no activation fee. But the thing of why this is number 3 is they are slightly on the more expensive side. You do obviously have a lot more rules to follow. Their payouts aren't the best, but they do still follow number 3. So that is My Funded Futures. The next one we'll be talking about, and number 2 on my list, is TopStep. TopStep is very good. I do like them, but there's still a few things that I haven't really liked and things that they're messing up on. Number 1 is they actually got rid of Tradeovate. They're not using Tradeovate anymore. It's only their main platform, TopStep X. I've been hearing a lot of mixed reviews that they obviously are really cool, very simple, very beginner friendly, but their fills are kind of laggy. They've been having a lot of bugs recently, and their stop losses might get stopped out a little too early on some other brokers. So just the word of the wise there. But in this account, it's 2 days of funding, which is pretty nice. And then if you scroll down here, these are the pricing options. They only give you 3, a 50K, 100K, or 150K. I recommend staying between these 2. They don't have a daily loss limit. They don't have a trailing stop loss, which is pretty nice. Very simple, very straightforward. Now, in these accounts, though, they do have an activation fee. So if you go with the $50 one, you still pay after the activation fee $150, $200, and then maybe you can even spend over $300 on an account, which kind of can be pricey, right? But another reason why I don't really like them is you have to follow their plan. Obviously, they have a scaling plan, which means they won't give you the full amount of contracts right off the bat. You have to make sure that you trade at least 5 days. Same thing with my funded futures before you can even request a payout. And you can only request a max payout of $5,000 or 50% of your account for the first 30 days. Same thing with my funded futures. So that's kind of why they're both on number 2 and number 3, because there's still a lot of contingency of how much I can pay out, when can I pay out, and how long do I have to trade for before I can have a payout. So that's why TopStep is number 3 on my list. The number 1, or number 2, excuse me. The number 1 prop firm that I highly recommend is Take Profit Trader. They are absolutely amazing. I've been using them. This is the only prop firm that I actually use and recommend right now, which is super, super, super nice. What I want to say is that they have a 40% off any combine on their account, 40% off, which is amazing, and no activation fee. If you want that 40% off, the link again will be down below. So if we go ahead and look at their accounts, they have a lot more to choose from. You get 40% off on any one of these and no activation fee. I highly recommend the 50, 75, or 100K. Beginners, probably the 50K, right? They have obviously an end of day drawdown, a profit target. They give you quite a bit of size on most of these accounts, which is really, really, really nice. And the really good thing is after you pass, which again, this is a 5-day pass, which again, you have like 5 days, but I actually like that because it lets you take your time to pass these accounts. Okay, after you pass it, and once you get to that buffer zone of 3,000 or 2,500 or even 2,000, you can do day 1 payouts. You can do everyday payouts, and it's an 80-20 split for the beginning stages. Now, it's not as much as 90-10, but you can actually convert that over in the future to a 90-10 split, which is absolutely amazing. You can do pretty much like you're trading a real live account. Payouts whenever you want. There's no cap on how much you can withdraw. There's not a 50% or a $5,000 max or a $1,000 max. It is as much as you want, which is super, super, super nice. So again, it's off of Tradeovate. You can trade on Rhythmic. You can trade on Quantower. Really, really nice. The only negative between my funded futures and Take Profit Trader, they don't have their own individual platform like TopStep. But again, their rules, their pricing, and their flexibility is absolutely amazing. So those are my 3 prop firms I highly recommend trading with. Again, I have links down below for all 3 of them. I have discount codes for all 3 of them down below. Again, hope that kind of helped you in your trading journey and made one step closer to easily deciding what prop firm you want to use. And if you guys want to hop on with my team and trade live with me every single day in these markets, that will be down below in the comments. Have a great rest of your guys' day, week, or weekend, and everybody stay green. Peace out, guys.